Every day at 10 p.m. we have a live broadcast where we are going to use 30 minutes to give you a new concept. At law school, you don't sleep minus appreciating a concept. So we are going to make sure we summarize one concept every day at 10 to 10:30. It will be live broadcast. If you happen to miss the live broadcast, you can check it out the next day in the morning. But do not go to bed as a law student minus reading or appreciating a new concept. So in this, we can even decide to come and discuss an article in the Constitution. You appreciate that article. We can decide to discuss a topic, a subtopic under any Constitution unit every day for just 30 minutes. Please tune in every day at 10. We begin this Monday. We thank you so much for watching Voices of the Bar, where the legal world speaks. Today, we want to discuss the causes of Kabaka crisis. I am going to outline them and simplify them for you such that you can appreciate the causes of the Kabaka crisis. And don't watch minus subscribing. Kindly subscribe to our channels, Law School Made Easy and Voices of the Bar. Just hit the subscription button. So now let's enter into what we call the Kabaka crisis of 1953. We are going to discuss that one of 1953. Cause number one, the speech made by Oliver Layton. Now, Oliver Layton was the Secretary for Colonies, Secretary of State for Colonies, for all where the British had colonized. So in England, he announced that they had a plan to merge, to form the Federation of East Africa, to have Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda as one nation. So now this annoyed Mutesa. Remember, Mutesa was the son of King Daudi Chwa, Kabaka Daudi Chwa. Now, the idea of federating Uganda had come earlier when Mutesa was still young and Kabaka Chwa was the king. Now, Mutesa had seen the resistance that his father had put to the idea of federation. So, by this time when Oliver Layton announced, Mutesa now stood up and said, no, that cannot happen. And that marked the boycotts, it marked the strikes, the demonstrations, which the Baganda actually portrayed at the time when Sir Andrew Cohen was the governor of Uganda. Number two, the character of Mutesa. Mutesa had studied in England. He was cantankerous. They say cantankerous, flamboyant. Okay, he knew what he wanted. He was resilient. He was strong-hardened. That for him, growing up seeing his father objecting to the idea of the federation, this one also caused the crisis because he said no. He was trying to keep the legacy. So Mutesa alone, his contribution was high. Because at the time when he came back, Sir Andrew Cohen invited him to State House. And he told him, if we are to have the federation, we shall inform you. For now, it is not going to happen. You'll be the first people we inform if it is going to happen. Mutesa never listened to Andrew Cohen. So Andrew Cohen exiled Mutesa. Number three, it takes us to the character of Sir Andrew Cohen, the governor. Remember, Cohen came on instructions to make up development and prepare us for independence. So in that line, he was not tolerant. He could not listen to the people he found at the time. Now, because of that, people resented his rule. Number two is the person who withdrew Article 6 of the Uganda Agreement, which had protected the Buganda area. So his character, intolerable, caused the crisis. Now, this one now takes us to point number 4. Withdrawal of Article 6. Withdrawal of Article 6 of the Buganda Agreement. Remember, Article 6 of the Buganda Agreement said that for as long as you are royal, for as long as you are royal, for as long as you are royal and submissive to Her Majesty's government, we shall recognize you as a native ruler of your people. Now, that security, that guarantee was given to Buganda, but only if they were loyal to Her Majesty's government. Now, Cohen thought that Buganda was hardening simply because of that article. So he withdrew the immunity, and that is how he was able to exile Mutesa. Because the Article 6, which was protecting Buganda, which was giving Buganda and the Her Majesty's government a good relationship, was now withdrawn. And that is how he was able to deport Mutesa. This takes me to another point, the deportation of Kabaka Mutesa. The moment Cohen announced that Mutesa had been deported, exiled to England, then the Baganda people started boycotting, started strikes, demonstrations. And Cohen faced a very hard time at the time. I can give you an example. Cohen reached out to the Baganda chiefs after exiling the Kabaka, asking them to send somebody to represent Buganda in the Legislative Council. The Baganda refused and told him, we are willing to give you that person for as long as you get permission from our boss, the one you exiled. So the exiling of the Kabaka at the time really annoyed the people of Buganda, and they reacted. They reacted by demonstrating, causing a lot of havoc at that time. Then that now takes me to another point, the growth of nationalism in amongst Baganda. At the time, the Baganda were had leaders like Abu Kachama, Mayanja, Abu Mayanja, Kachama, and very many others leaders at the time. The nationalism that in 1952, if you remember, Gamal Nasser in Egypt, okay? If you remember at the time, the wind of change, which was across Africa, the 1945 Manchester Conference, if you remember the effects of World War II, okay? Now, all those had made Africans and the Baganda to feel that they can fight for their right. So, basing on those prior events, the effects of World War II, the role of ex-servicemen, the independence of Ghana, the role of Gamal Nasser in Egypt. Now, at the time, those people of Baganda felt that if across Africa everybody was fighting for their independence, and that one explains why in 1961 the Baganda are writing a memorandum to the Queen asking for a separate independence as Buganda. And this explains why when we go to independence we have Buganda with the federal, yet Uganda was a democratic state at the time. So that one, the rise of nationalism amongst the Baganda at the time. Then we have the rise of elites, the Baganda elites. At the time, Ignatius Musaz had already formed the UNC. At the time, there were DP, people like DP, the Chief Justice, oh my God, Benedicto Chwanuka. At the time, that there were those elites, Musazi, the Abus, the Ben Kiwanukas, that their role, they started to sensitize people about their rights, about the needs of independence. And now when the Kabaka was exiled, it even worsened the situation at that particular moment. So we have the role of those elites. Then this takes me now to the role of political parties. that at the time UNC had been formed, UPC had been formed, UPC had been formed, UNC Democratic Party had been formed. So these political parties played a pivotal role in attainment of independence and the cause of this crisis, because at the time they were preaching change. So when Andrew Cohen successfully deported the Kabaka, remember the political parties had been preaching change, fight for your rights. So their role escalated the crisis of 1953 to 1955. So those are some of the causes of the 1953 crisis. And when we come back, we shall discuss the causes of 1966 crisis. But let me use this video to also discuss the effects, the results of the 1953 Kabaka crisis. Number one, the Kabaka was deported. That is one of the effects. Another effect in line with that is the return of the Kabaka. The Kabaka came back. Another effect is that Buganda finally gave in representatives in the Legislative Council. Another effect to that would be the formation of the 1955 Namirembe Conference or Buganda Agreement of 1955, which organized the coming back of the Kabaka and the seizing of all the wrangles which had happened between the Kabaka and Sir Andrew Cohen. Then we have the reinstatement by Andrew Cohen, Article 6 of the Buganda Agreement. That article was reinstated back. Then we have the emerging strong of the political parties after this. Because you see, after the crisis, political parties now emerged even stronger and stronger. The UPCs, the leaders grew stronger, the Benedict Church workers, because now they knew that whatever they could achieve whatever they wanted at that time. So we thank you so much for watching Voices of the Bar, where the legal world speaks. Subscribe, share, like our videos. Until next time, cheers. Thank you.